Now it's time to take your home loan queries. To answer your queries and to give best advice, we are joined by Vamsi Kumar, Group Business Head, Reliance Commercial Finance. Welcome to the Property Show, Mr. Kumar. How are you?
Thank you. Fine.
So let's just start. We have Ashish Gupta from Lucknow on the phone line and he has a home loan query. Yes, Ashish, go ahead with your question.
Hello, Mr. Kumar. Good evening.
Name, Mr. Ashish.
Yeah, actually, I have two questions. So I just want to brief you about my question. Actually, I have taken a home loan from SDFC Bank of 20 lakh rupees and purchased an independent house in Jankipuram Extension, Lucknow. So my question is it beneficial to pay some lump sum amount every year along with the installments, or I shall continue with the installments only for 20 years?
Okay.
Because my calculation is the interest which I am getting from the bank plus the tax rebate is higher than the interest I am paying to the bank, right?
Okay.
And my second question is it beneficial to transfer this home loan from private sector bank to government sector bank?
Okay, Mr. Kumar, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I'll answer the second question first and the first question later. Number one is that there is not much of a difference between the interest rates between a private sector and a public sector bank. So other than going through the entire process of documentation, it's up to you. It's up to the Mr. Ashish in terms of how well he negotiates with either of these banks. There is no separate benefit as such between a private sector and a public sector bank from a pure interest cut, other than various other terms that he may choose to have, or kinds of liability relationship that he may have with either set of the banks. That being apart, on the first query that he had in terms of whether it is beneficial for him to pay lump sum, there are two things. One is that there is no additional penalties that are charged or any kind of foreclosure charges that are there. None of the banks charge or none of the financial institutions charge it that way. However, please bear in mind that home loans is a tax saving instrument and a very effective tax saving instrument. In case if it is a self-occupied property, you would get a benefit both on the principal that you are paying up to about 1.5 lakhs and as well as the interest up to about 2 lakhs rupees. And that effectively can be used for your tax exemptions, because I am not aware, you have not mentioned in terms of the incomes that you are getting other than the profession. Is there any other income source? And if it is a property which is rented out, obviously you would be liable for paying tax on the rental income that you get. However, you can still continue to claim exemption as far as the interest component is there. So therefore, my suggestion to you would be to consult your tax consultant and plan your taxing accordingly, and basis which you can take the decision whether you want to retire your loans, home loan much earlier or not. I would further suggest to you that in case if there is any other loan other than a home loan, probably a car loan or any other loan, let them be the first ones that you would like to retire rather than retiring the home loan, because the home loan definitely is a tax saving instrument. Thank you.
Okay, so moving ahead, we have an email question from Prakash. He is planning to buy an apartment which is Panchayat E-Khata. He wants to know whether he can go ahead with this or not. What do you suggest?
Which location would that be? Is there any
it's in Bangalore.
clarity on that? Right. See, in Bangalore, there are two types of khatas which are generally there. One is the khata A category khata and the B category. If it's an A category kind of a khata wherein the titles are clear, the ownership titles are pretty clear over there, and where the tax law and other things which the statutory bodies, local statutory bodies are there, those are all clear. Even lenders are favor of funding such kind of things. However, on the properties which are under the purview of the B khata, which typically are done where only for where the local bodies are use them more from a tax purposes for collecting property tax and all. Generally, financiers are not in favor of funding such kind of properties which come under the B khata. E khata is merely a computerized version of these khatas, so the customer, the gentleman has to primarily verify whether the property that he wants to purchase, whether it falls into the A khata or the B khata. And if it's an A khata, there is no problem. Lenders do finance that. In the B khata, he would find it slightly difficult to go ahead for getting funding done. So he has to be careful on verifying these khatas.
Okay, that advice he should keep in mind. Moving on, Saurabh Sinha is on the phone now. Yes, Mr. Sinha, go ahead with your query.
Hi. I'm going for a home loan for rupees 36 lakhs with Allahabad Bank, and the house will be ready for possession only by December 2017. The bank is giving me options to go for either full EMI from the date of loan sanction or maximum 24 months of moratorium period where I need to pay only the interest. So I basically have the following queries on the same. So the first is bank is going to pay the amount to the builder in installment based on every stage of completion.
Okay.
So if I go for moratorium, will I be paying the interest for the entire loan amount, which is the 36 lakh rupees, or from the date of sanction, or is it the interest that will be calculated only for the disbursed amount only?
Okay.
Second, if I go for full EMI, again, the interest part of the full EMI is for the entire amount or for the amount disbursed only. And lastly, in either case, can I show this interest for IT exemption?
Okay. We'll help you on that. Mr. Kumar, what do you suggest?
Yeah, as far as under constructed properties are concerned, typically you get a loan sanctioned for the entire value that is indicated. However, the disbursal of the loan amount will be on the phase-wise construction, and whatever has been disbursed, your interest component will be only to that extent. So you will not be charged, assuming that you are going for a 36 lakh loan. However, your bank has released about 5 lakhs initially. The interest will be charged only on that 5 lakhs, which is commensurate to the kind of construction that has happened. And therefore, as your EMIs will only start once the entire 36 lakhs has been fully disbursed and your property is fully constructed. It is then that the EMIs, and exactly the reason why a 24-month moratorium has been fixed, because it is assumed that within those 24 months the entire construction of the property is done. On the second query, even if you are going for a full EMI period, the EMI, whatever you will have a higher interest component that would be surfaced within the EMI that you pay for. In both the options, the interest will be charged only on the loan that has been drawn till that particular day, and your overall EMIs would be starting only after the entire construction has been done in total. Now, as far as the interest component is concerned, for the interest component that you pay till the property is fully constructed cannot be claimed. Only after the property has been constructed and taken into full possession, that is when the interest component can be claimed as the law. However, for the period of 2 years, whatever is the interest component that you are going to pay to your banker, that will not be allowed to for any kind of a tax exemption. Subsequently, post the full completion of the construction of property, whatever is the EMI, once you start paying your EMI, what is the interest component, you can pay it. And in addition to that, for these unclaimed portion of the first 2 years, that also can be claimed in a period of 5 years. So my suggestion would be to consult to go for your tax consultant, who would help you in terms of what the liability and what would be the tax exemption that you would get post the construction. But during the construction phase, you cannot claim any kind of an interest exemption.
Okay, with that, thank you so much, Mr. Kumar, for joining us and solving our viewers' queries. Thank you for the help.
Thank you.